Oh, pre-recorded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all right. So, Major League Baseball, as we know it, has announced that there's some new agreements with some media outlets. So let's talk about it. And Netflix, I believe, is kind of new to baseball. And I'm really interested in whether or not Netflix, Amazon, Apple, if all of this stuff is really working as well for the baseball world. In addition to that, there's also a couple of things going on in the world of baseball. Mainly, we'll focus on things like what's happening with our teams, because I got the homie Bad Ty with us today to talk a little bit of New York ball. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. This is On the Black, where you can get your baseball covered with flavor like chocolate. Let go.
Storm.
All right, as I said before, we are dealing with a new contract. Well, I guess it's not new. It's just being announced that the Major League Baseball is bringing in Netflix to the whole baseball equation, and I guess we're happy about this. It is going to now reach where people are. So I don't think that this is a bad thing necessarily. Now, what we do have to consider is the fact that Netflix is not the same thing as TV. I mean, well, I guess I shouldn't say. I said that wrong. I mean, Netflix, and what we're accustomed to in terms of programmed TV, Ty, these are different beasts. And I'm just curious. You watched some fights on Netflix, right? I remember the Mike Tyson fight. It didn't go so well, right? That didn't work out as it should have, because just the fact that we couldn't really tell what was going on at the beginning of that process. Remember, it was like, oh, it's not really working. Oh, it's crashed and all of that. So they had to kind of get that stuff together. But it kind of made me worried for Netflix kind of gaining access to sports products. And here's, I guess, what my concerns are. Netflix, we know, is one of those non-appointment TV streaming services, right? Like, you don't really go to Netflix at 8:00 on Thursday night to watch The Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not out there trying to like schedule your time. I mean, for certain shows, I mean, I watch One Punch Man and I like to know when that comes out, but I'm not sitting there waiting for it to come out. Does that change now with Netflix getting a hold of these contracts? And also, does Netflix replay the game afterwards? You know, like, do they allow you to can you rewind? I mean, these are ignorant questions, but just talk to me, because you've been watching a lot of sports events on Netflix already, including some of the wrestling stuff, right?
Yeah. So yes, they you are able to replay it. You were able to. I don't know if you still are. But I know after the fight, days after the fight, I was able to still watch the fight. Now, I'm actually excited for all of this, right? Because this allows people to finally get rid of cable. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, what are we doing? Why do we have a cable bill and then an assortment of different streaming channels? Cable, at this point, I mean, you feel me? Like,
yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, the streaming platforms have commercials. They play episodic shows. Some they do all of the things that cable TV has done for years and years and years, with somewhat of a reduced value, or not value, but cost. Somewhat of a reduced cost. So I remember.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, like, aren't you kind of like paying individually for channels now? Like, it's almost
depends.
Like, okay.
Depends what platform you have. So we're speaking about Netflix in particular right now, right? Right. Netflix is a super large platform that encompasses national and international shows. It also has an assortment of their own original films and TV shows. It also provides old and new content. So yeah, at this point, you basically have access to damn near everything. And if it gets to the point where you have a specific show that you're into, because let's be honest, like a lot of people are watching cable these days. They're not. They're watching their streaming services. But
True.
there are a few that have specific shows that do not necessarily come up on these platforms yet. And
Right,
so
right.
they hold on to cable for those particular shows. I myself had purchased YouTube TV probably about 3 months ago, and I purchased it specifically for ESPN. Well, guess what, Vince? ESPN isn't on there anymore, so I don't need YouTube TV. So if this is going to be what it is, and it actually looks this way because Netflix is talking about baseball. If you know anything about the other platforms, Apple TV already has baseball.
Right.
I think Max is doing basketball. I think Prime is doing football and baseball and basketball. Uh, so yeah, man. I think we're at that stage in our existence where cable TV, for those who grew up on it, should become non-existent very soon here, man. With all of the sporting platforms moving on to be on these streaming networks, it really that is what I think a lot of people kept their cable for, if I'm not mistaken, was to watch sports. And so if now they're going to be on Disney and Netflix, and well, guess what? I already got an account to those. So
Right, right.
it makes more sense at this point. Yeah, your bill may go up a little bit, but it's going to go up a little bit anyway, because that's just what these platforms do. Each season, they they decide, hey, we might go up a little bit more. We're going to provide you with a little bit more of whatever they're providing. But yeah, man, I'm
All
in
right.
for it.
Well,
I'm here for it.
I just think it's interesting because Netflix has kind of come up as this media juggernaut, right? And ESPN is a product of Disney, right? I mean, you can get that Disney streaming package or whatever. And now you got Netflix competing with Apple, competing with Amazon, competing with NBC for sports. But I don't know, like ESPN, it feels like look, y'all didn't really want baseball last year. Like y'all was playing damn near more regular season Savannah Bananas games than you was I mean exaggerating a little bit, but it just shows that the lasting impact of that World Series game, I feel like, is being felt now throughout the media sphere, and I think that that's real dope. Do me a favor, check the private chat when you get a chance. I want to delve a little bit deeper into this as well, because one of the things, let's talk about what it is exactly that they're going to be broadcasting, all right? Because it's not just all a bunch of games from the regular season. These are special games of sorts, if you don't mind. So let me kind of delve into this. If you notice, the opening night game with the Yankees versus the Giants, that's going to be on Netflix. So that's interesting. You know what? I'm interested to see the turnout on that, how Netflix promotes it. That's what I'm very interested in. I want to see how they do that. Home Run Derby is going to be on Netflix. Now, I'm a little nervous about this, Ty. I'm going to keep it real. I'm a little nervous about the Home Run Derby because if you notice, they didn't say Home Run Derby and the All-Star game. They just said Home Run Derby. So are we going to have one outlet for the All-Star game and another outlet for the Home Run Derby specifically? Mind you, the Home Run Derby was hella exciting this year, with Cal Raleigh actually being the winner of Home Run Derby, with Jazz Chisholm talking all that trash and ultimately only being able to hit five home runs, fouled it off most of his balls. I'm a little nervous as to whether or not this means we have to search multiple sites, multiple streaming services just to be able to get the full view of the All-Star game. So I look forward to seeing that. And then finally, the other thing that is kind of troubling, and I don't want to say troubling, but I want to say a tiny bit of a disappointment, is when I'm looking at the announcement of the Field of Dreams game that you see here at the very bottom. That means that that's going to be the out there game, the game that is on location. It's in Iowa. You know, they come out the woods and all of that, or the cornfields, and they've done this before. This isn't a new thing, but it makes me sad because what they did last year, I loved so much. They didn't do the Field of Dreams last year. They did the Rickwood Field with the East-West Conference, and I was able to attend that. And this is where I was able to meet folks like CC and Andrew Jones and all of these other cats. So I'm a little disappointed by the fact that this might impede our ability to have another game like this. And so that makes me a little sad. But I kind of already knew it because they announced this last year. It's not like this is a surprise. Doesn't mean that they can't still have the East-West Classic, but it just means that they won't be spotlighting it as much because there was no competition for it last year. So I just thought I'd put that out there real quick.
I mean, look, Vince, when you think about it, like I said, cable is expensive for a lot of people, right? Especially the type of packages that they're offering. So you could be that one person that's like, all right, you know, I don't want any, you know, I just want the most basic of basic packages. Give me, you know, like 15 channels, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, if those channels are CBS, Fox, and NBC, then you'll be able to see sports. But if you don't have those channels, then you are going to be relegated to a streaming network. Because at this point, like I said, Amazon is doing basketball, football, and baseball. Netflix is doing boxing. Now they're talking about trying to do baseball. And I think they did football at one point. I think they did a football of one game on Netflix. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I feel like they did do something like that. Was it the London game? I don't know. You know, you watch a lot more football than me.
Was it this? It wasn't the Super Bowl. It was. It wasn't. No. Because I remember they did do something. I can't remember which game it was that they did that too. But I know Beyonce came out and
yeah. That's right. I did watch that. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember which game that was. If that was like a Monday night game or
in Houston, I believe it was, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So you see when they do these things, especially Netflix, they do numbers, like, you know, because now it's being broadcast in every country and all of these other places that maybe it wasn't accessible before. So listen, I'm again of the mind that this could be good if it's cost efficient and it doesn't get crazy, because I have a very squirrely feeling that in the next 2 to 3 years, these streaming services are gonna inflate their prices, and it's gonna go back to you're basically paying for cable again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's already so many like hoops to jump through when you're talking about, okay, I'm gonna get a streaming service, because everybody got a streaming service when they were popular, because you didn't have commercials. So you were like, oh, and then boom, here comes the ad wave. Now you have ads all throughout your
I ain't gonna lie, that's still weird to me that you have ads. Like I don't see ads. Now I know that there's probably different price points.
Seeing ads. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You pay for that was what I was.
You're not paying for so you're not paying for the services?
Well, this is what I was alluding to, right? It's a cash, all of that is a cash grab, because again, Now you went to the streaming service for the comfortability of not having ads. So when I had my streaming services, I pretty much got them when they were on their onset. So the fact that I had that option of not having thing, but then you created this thing of, oh, we're gonna add ads, even though I when I purchased it, I didn't have ads, and now you want me to pay more money for you to remove the ads that I didn't have in the first place. There's like, I just be like, I'm a little funny like that. I don't like to be finagled, and I feel like that's a little bit of finagling in there. And so are there certain sites that maybe I do that with? Yes. But when you have as many sites as I have, then that price starts that little here and the little there and then the little here. Now you add it up. Now again, we're back to the cable bill. We're back to the cable bill that we ran away from. So that's my dilemma, but also this is just the next phase in our progression in life. But this is what it is. So this is the new normal. 3-year right still to ESPN, NBC, and Netflix. So your baseball games will now be split between those 3 entities. So if you don't have Disney, you might as well go ahead and get it now and bundle it up with ESPN and Hulu and all of those and enjoy those.
I mean, if I could just speak plainly, if you really like baseball, then just go ahead and get MLB Network. It's like $50 a year. Okay, you get access to every game. All right, now every game. Now I ain't gonna lie, like I've had MLB TV for a while, but I originally got it just to watch Cardinals games because I can't. In the market, I'm in Florida. I can't. If I turn on the TV, I'm either going to see a Rays game or a Marlins game, and I only get to see them when they play either of those 2 teams. So I got MLB TV, and I got frustrated my first year purchasing it because a good portion of the games were blacked out. And I was like, why am I paying for this if I still can't watch the game? But they give you audio access to all of the calls. So if you like the local call, I mean, it's not as exciting, obviously, as watching the game, but you can at least hear it real time. And then all games, I think, just a few hours after the game is over, they're all able to be rewatched. But me personally, I like to watch it. I don't like to rewatch. I'm not one of these people like that would DVR a game. Like, I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, once it's happened, it's happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like to, don't tell me to score, don't tell me to score. I ain't one of them dudes. I'm like, yeah, all right, it happened. So I would say MLB Network, if you're a real baseball fan, like you want to see almost all the games, because it was when I got MLB Network that I really got into them, because at first, like I said, I was just following the Cardinals ball and who they played. And then after I got MLB TV and I stopped being able to watch every single game because I realized some were blacked out, I was like, I'm just gonna watch every game. And I just started watching. I just began watching. Like there's an app, there's a way that you can watch multiple games at once, like 4 or 5 games at once. And I'll literally sit there, I'll pick like the best game. Like I'll be like, okay, the Dodgers playing today, the Yankees playing today, okay, the Braves playing today, okay, or the Padres playing today, okay, who am I going to watch? Then I have like one main game and then the other games that I watch on the side. So, and even in the offseason, like right now, they got the Dominican League, the Mexican leagues. You know, if you just want to watch some sort of baseball, which is fun, even though you gotta learn Spanish to watch them. But they kind of fun.
It's always a kicker. It's always a kicker.
Hey, dice ahí la pelota y ahí esto. Dos carreras en y entrada y hasta. But yo, it's fun for me. Anyway, so let's look a little bit deeper into what it is, and then let's go ahead and talk about our homer team. So, let me go back and do that again. My bad. All right, this is what this was supposed to look like. So, this is what's going to happen on NBC. NBC's got. Oh wow, hold on. I didn't even pick that. Baseball returns to NBC for the first time since 2000. What? That seems weird. It seems like it ain't been that long, but I could be wrong. Sunday night baseball, which I think is fascinating because Sunday night baseball is not Sunday night football. Big difference. As a Sunday night football, you don't get Sunday night football for another week. You don't get football for another night, and then maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a Thursday night. But on baseball, there's a game every single day of the week, multiple. You know what I'm saying? Every single day. So if you miss your Sunday night baseball, it's like, oh damn. It's like, all right, well, damn. I guess I just gotta watch it tomorrow because your team's probably gonna play again the next day. The leadoff peacock, I like that. Here's what I'm a little nervous about. A lot of folks are going to do the 30-day trial period just to be able to watch these games, but may not watch the rest of them. I don't know. You know what? I don't want to spend no much time on it. Look, good for y'all, big money folks that got all the money now are able to tap back into baseball. I just want to say I truly believe that this is something that we can attribute to the rise of popularity in baseball, which we can probably attribute to Shohei Ohtani, Vladimir Guerrero, Yamamoto.
You know what? I would disagree. I would honestly counter that by saying I don't think it has anything to do with the popularity of baseball. I think it has everything to do with these platforms trying to be, you know, in essence, cable TV platforms. Like they're in order for you to maximize. And that's what I'm seeing is Netflix and NBC and ESPN and well, not ESPN because ESPN's always been that, but Disney, all trying to tap into that other demographic because again, you may not be a huge fan of Netflix. You might not watch none of their shows, but if you're a baseball fan, right, and the only place I can watch it is Netflix. Now that traffic is automatically rerouted to that designation, and who knows, on your journey to Netflix, you may pass by some green grass and prairies and be like, "Oh, I've never been here before. I never knew it was so pretty out here." And now you over here watching hunting wives and all kind of weird stuff that you never thought you was gonna watch. And so that is marketing strategy 101. Like you want to reach as many outlets as possible. The higher the percentage of people that you encounter, the higher that percentage of people that you will reach. So hey man, I'm with it.
So you saying it's a lot of baseball fans. We're going to find a lot of Yankees fans tuning in to Love Island and Temptation Island starting in 2026. It's going to be like, oh, snap. I didn't know that y'all Dodgers fans loved Love is Blind. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be the whole crossover event. And I ain't even mad at it, man. So, all right, well, we'll go ahead and check that out. See how that works for the Gen Pop as we continue to bring more news. Now, there's a couple things I want to mention before we start getting up out of here. Now, obviously, like I said, me and you, we got our own prospective teams. I thought we'd use this as a day to maybe talk about where our teams are at this moment. Now, me being a fan of one team, it's a little easier for me, you know, because I just got the one team, you know. Yeah. So I'll talk about my one team. Now I know you've got. I know you've got an array of teams, right?
Yeah.
As a Mets, Phillies, Yankees fan, right? I'm just curious as to where we're going. So I'll go ahead and kick it off. I'll start with regard to the Cardinals. I can honestly say that we have made no moves as of this point. We're still in the midst of Hein time, right? And Hein Bloom is just basically kind of getting himself ready for whatever it is that we can be expecting from this upcoming season. Here's what I do know. We're going to have to move some folks around. It's not going to be the same team that we had last year or even from a few years back where we found ourselves with Goldschmidt, with Nolan Arenado. Them folks is gone, folks. So if you're a Cardinals fan, just go ahead and let it go. He is not who you want on the screen. He ain't no Cardinals fan. So anyway, so don't even expect to see Arenado graze any St. Louis Cardinals uniforms. If you watched last year, you know that his last home game, he basically got a swan song send-off, you know, and Ollie Marble set it up so that he can take the field, even though he wasn't playing, and then get taken out the game so he can get a standing ovation from all of the crowd that was there for the last home game. So Arenado, he gone. All right, Goldie, I don't even know why he on this picture. He gone. All right. Our core is going to rest in Alec Burleson, Mason Wynn, Nolan Gorman, Pedro Paez for now. Wilson Contreras is up in the air as he's looking for $20 million plus. He's already being paid that. He's still I think he's on his last year. The three big big concerns that I have are, well, not concerns, but the big question marks for right now are going to be are going to be Nolan Gorman, not Nolan Gorman, Nolan Arenado, because we don't know where he's going yet and how much money we're going to get for. I mean, not how much money because he's getting traded. All right. Then Sonny Gray, who says he wants to go where he can win. All right. Now, the Cardinals going to be winning like that this year. I mean, I'm hoping we can breach 500. All right. But if he can win in St. Louis, it'll be great to have another ace because he is the most experienced in that rotation. And then finally is what's going to happen. You got Nolan, you got Sonny, and then my favorite player, Wilson. Wilson, who once again was the heart and soul, the fire, the tape eater of the team. And he says he wants to come back, but from what I understand, with Chaim Bloom kind of trying to circumvent the team and maybe reset the market, reset the payroll, I think he might be trying to get rid of Wilson, but I strongly advise against that. Say it again.
I think he resigns Wilson. Now, Nolan is out of there. Sonny may very well get up out of there because the idea of winning right now is probably far in the distance for St. Louis. But he's in luck. He's in a division with a juggernaut of a regular season team. With Milwaukee, so he could go over there. Milwaukee could use another ace on the.
That's a good point.
So that. But Wilson, I think Wilson stays put. I just think there is a market for him, but I think it would be in the best interest of Jaime to do the right thing and just keep Wilson there.
I agree wholeheartedly. Well, he's youngish. He's
29,
he's in his upper 20s. But the thing that makes me a little worried about them even shopping Wilson is that we don't have a first baseman. Like we will have to train a whole new first baseman. They'll probably have to put Alec Burleson at first. All right, which I think he's been a little stronger in the outfield as of the last few years. And Wilson is a catcher who was converted into a first baseman after we ended up trading Paul Goldschmidt to the Yankees last year. Well, this year, I suppose. So to get rid of Wilson Contreras, who will give you 20 to 30 home runs a season, who's going to pump up your team, who's going to keep it exciting, who's going to eat tape, who's going to fight, who's going to get hit about 20 times and stare at the pitcher, who's going to give you about 4 to 5 bench dugout and bullpen clearance. This is your excitement. If without Wilson Contreras, the team is hella boring. And I love Mason Wynn to death. He's exciting, but he's the only one that gives us any kind of attitude. So I'm just saying this to say, please, St. Louis Cardinals, I get getting rid of Arenado. I get getting rid of Sonny Gray, even though I would prefer not to have Sonny Gray not on the roster this year because I think that he does give us our win day. But at the very least, if we still have my man, I don't know if we can really count Cal Leahy as a starter because he hasn't been starting yet. But if we at least have, I don't know. We don't have no pitching. we don't have the same problem we had last year. I know we got the first round.
Not necessarily. Yeah, I was just about to say, not necessarily because the one thing that you're discounting is the farm systems. Like they're in place for a reason. Like you're in there nurturing prospects, hoping that you have talent that can play at the next level. And we've seen it happen for St. Louis last year anyway, with the catcher.
Paez, Contreras, Ivan Herrera.
Ivan, because Ivan was the one called up. Ivan was called up, and as soon as he came in, he hit a home run in the first game. I think 2 home runs, as a matter of fact, in the first game.
Well, he wasn't called. He had been, yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, you said he wasn't called. He wasn't called up from.
He was on the team before. It wasn't like he was in the minors. He was just injured. He had to come, and that's why he didn't play a lot of catcher last year. In fact, they even tried him in the outfield for a game or two, which looked real weird. But he's fighting to have his catcher's position. That's also another problem we have. We have a logjam at catcher. We have Brooks, Crook, Rooks, something, Crooks. I think it is Jimmy Crooks, a catcher who was a minor leaguer who came up last year. We got Pedro Pages. We still have we still have Ivan Herrera, and Contreras is also a catcher. Not to mention the fact that Joel Pozo, who was so clutch last year, a dude who had to sleep in his car in Kissimmee because he lost his job during COVID and had to spend the overwhelming majority of his salary on care for his child, right in Kissimmee. They got a lot. They got like 4 different catchers and more on the way. So yeah, St. Louis has a logjam issue with these few positions. But the biggest thing that we need more than anything, period, is pitching. And right now, our best pitcher is on the chopping block. This dude, he has another year on his contract. But do you want to spend another year with a farm system when you're in your 30s? You've already played for the likes of the Twins, the Dodgers, the Yankees. You're Sonny Gray. You're like, man, I don't want to. I ain't got but a couple years left. I don't want to spend them trying to coach some minor league players how to pitch. They should know that already. I want to go somewhere where I can jump on the field and win. And I agree with you. The Milwaukee Brewers would be a good fit for him because I don't think that just like what happened with Ryan Helsley, how he ended up not necessarily having the best year with the Mets. I don't think that Sonny Gray is a big market pitcher. I think Sonny Gray is a small market dude. He's from Memphis. He don't want to be in all the lights, and that's why I didn't necessarily work out in LA and in New York. But put him in Milwaukee, put him in Chicago, even. These are not trades that I want made, but I'm just saying if you want to clear up your payroll, then I think that these are a couple places that you might consider. All right, now as for you, my friend, with the New York Yankees. Now let's start. I'm not going to start with the Yankees. Let's start with the Mets, because I believe that the Mets are making some power moves. And here's my indicators. They recently released Frankie Montas. Frankie Montas was on a highway to doing well, I suppose, with regard to his pitching, but he hasn't been necessarily cranking it out like that, and he's been hella hurt. All right. But this is indicative to me that the front office recognizes that pitching is going to be their biggest a priority this upcoming year. Now, having said that, they got to think about what they pitching looks like right now. What's your feelings about the prospects for the Mets, my friend? I feel like if they can get one ace, I mean an ace, not like let's try to change some of our bullpen into starters. Let's bring up our rookies. Let's depend on our farm system to bring up somebody like Noah in the last few weeks. Let's try to make who was it that they had from the Yankees that they changed it to Clay? What was his name again? They took somebody from the Yankees and then they turned him into. His name is escaping me. But yeah, who? When I think Yankees pitching, I don't even know who. When I think Mets pitching, I don't even know who I'm thinking about right now. I don't even know who to think about. They got Manaea, who didn't do much last year. He tried to change his style up, right? They let go Quintana, which I still think may have been a mistake, but judging how the Brewers ended up doing, I think that might have been the right move. They're losing Edwin Diaz to free agency in the closing spot. Ryan Helsley didn't work out well for them, unfortunately, from Cards. It just seemed like it just was just in terms of pitching, they found themselves just scraping the barrel and ended up using like 2 or 3 rookies in what was supposed to be damn near a postseason run. How do they fix that? Who do you think is a good fit on the free agent market, perhaps, for the Mets? Can I offer? I have a suggestion.
I'll say this. I'm gonna say this, and then you can throw out some names. But I will say this: this is gonna be the year that people are gonna overpay for pitchers. And and the reason being is because there are so many teams that have team needs, and their team needs priority is pitching and aces, and you have top tier teams that need a lot of help. The Yankees being one of them with their pitching staff. The Mets being another one with their pitching staff. So these are, I think that there, it's a very small market of good starting pitchers right now. So I think whoever they go after, they're gonna overpay for them because there's a high demand and not a lot of, not a lot of supply.
I don't know.
I mean, you got a list of free agents, and I'm just saying there's a lot of a lot of starters that will be available. Good starters is the question. Like starters that are gonna give you under 3 ERA. Like
yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know if there's a lot of that out there. But you're gonna overpay. You're gonna pay as though they do have ERAs under 3. That's why I said you're gonna over there. There's gonna be teams that overpay for pitching this year.
Well, I guess time will tell. I'm looking at what happened with Shota Imanaga. Shota Imanaga didn't necessarily close out the year the best he possibly could, but he was offered $57 million for 3 years. He turned it down, ended up taking a $22 million qualifying offer, as did 3 other folks yesterday by the deadline. Trent Grisham being one of them, Gleyber Torres also being another, and Brandon Woodruff in Milwaukee. But I do think that it is a good chunk of starting pitchers to choose from. In fact, I may or may not have a list right here that we can take a look at. So let's take a look at this. So Dylan Cease on the top of this list, right?
Your boy.
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not as convinced that Dylan Cease is as clutch as I think he used to be. I mean, I know he had the no-hitter versus Washington in 2024. But since then, it feels like he doesn't necessarily go 6 or 7 innings. It feels like he gets taken out a lot before he gets to his full potential. Now, the ones I was thinking about when it comes to the Rangers, to the Mets, is actually the first 2 that are listed underneath Dylan Cease. Is Framber. I think Framber would actually do really well in New York. I mean, unless he's going to have another one of those instances where he hits his catcher, Cesar Salazar, because he's angry at giving away a grand slam. I think that's a good match. And Framber right now is on an apology tour. He's out there trying to convince folks that he's not the one incident that happened in 2025 that everybody remembers. And I don't know, I'm not sure if you recall this, Ty, but this was crazy. You tell me, let's just bring this back real quick. I think this dude would be a good fit for the Mets. You tell me what you think. But he does have to deal with the fact that he has this on his resume. The incident toward the end of the year last year where he realized, oh, I don't like the way this just went down. Benny D. Lorenzo, am I free? Hey, you free for a show tonight? Nah, do I know you? Get up my iron box. My bad.
Somebody trying to give you some money, man.
Hey, man, we'll see. But nah, don't be calling me tonight. That means somebody fell off. That means you need help right now. So yeah, sorry, bro. You got to hit me up a little earlier than that. I got more respect for myself. But yeah, so this right here, let me show you this right here. This is Framber Valdez toward the latter half of the season, right before the Astros got taken out of the playoff run. He had to apologize to his catcher, Cesar, who wasn't a starting catcher, right? But a backup catcher, because he some things went down. So they're playing against the Yankees. Trent Grisham is up to bat, and Framber doesn't like the pitch that he requests, that Cesar requests. But Framber's like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna pitch it anyway. Well, guess what happens? He ends up hitting a home run off of that. Now, after that, he ends up boom. Oh, he hits the home run. Now, this is a grand slam, mind you. Grand slam. Trent run around the bases. Now he's angry. so he beams his own catcher. This catcher's like, yo, I didn't hit the ball out the park. What you hitting me for? Like the catcher's, if you notice, he's like, yo, hold on, man. Nah, we ain't ready yet. We ain't ready, man. Hold up. You go throw the ball anyway. Bam, gets knocked out. Does the same thing again. And so now this is the last memory that a lot of teams have of Framber Valdez. Damn the ERA, damn the fire, damn the 99, damn the cutter. This is what they have to worry about. Now, since then, he done cut his locks. he done, you know what I'm saying? He done did the whole reform thing, and he's now coming hat in hand. Oh, please, Governor, do you have any of those pitching positions, Governor? And I don't know. I'm saying that it would be perfect for the Mets. Why? Because since it is showing that he's a little bit, he's kind of, I don't want to say weak, but he's in a moment of he's vulnerable. And so you could probably get him for a little bit lower than you would have been able to get him for. Only thing is last year he got 18 million. I don't know if the Mets get rid of Edwin Diaz, which it sounds like they're not going to, it sounds like, he's not going to get re-signed. He's a free agent. Then perhaps that frees up a little bit of that money for a starting pitcher, but they need multiple, Clay Holmes was the Mets name. I told
you. I said it. You just didn't hear me.
All right. So so I think that would be a fairly decent fit. There's a couple others on here. You just have what do any of these when you see it immediately off? Nothing.
Nah, and that's what I was saying. For the ages of the pitchers, for what they've been able to accomplish. I saw Justin Verlander on that list, and I'm like, Justin, are we still Justin?
Justin's going. He's going to be 43, Justin. I think. Yeah.
Justin, what are we doing? You got enough money, man. What are we like? What's really going on over here, Justin? Justin is one of them dudes that's like, I'm gonna die on this hill.
Okay.
I want y'all to carry me off on my shit. We gonna see Justin pulling up with a walker. At the at bat. At 57 years old, Justin Verlander, he gonna get up there and back. Yeah, come on, man, Justin. This is. Yeah,
well, I think Justin Verlander's thing is that Justin Verlander has quoted that his favorite pitcher, is Nolan Ryan, and Nolan Ryan didn't retire famously until he was 45, right? Mm-hmm. And I think he's chasing Nolan Ryan's strikeout record. And he's so far away from it. Plus, Max Scherzer's still in the industry. Max Scherzer's going into his 42nd year of age here, and he doesn't seem to show any signs of slowing down either. Like, even though he had an ERA over 12 before going into the World Series, he was still hella instrumental in that World Series. Even in the ALCS when he was playing against the Yankees against the Mariners, and he basically told Schneider, "Fuck about my face, bro. Let me finish this goddamn at bat right quick. Let me go ahead and finish this, and you can do what you want to do." You know what I'm saying? I like that about Max. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Pitchers, for some strange reason, at least these two, they're cut from a different cloth, right? Mm-hmm. Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, they're from the
Hall of Famers. They're Hall of Famers. They both of those guys you named will be Hall of Famers, at some point at some point in their life. And deservedly so. But come on, man. Justin, go chill with the wife, man. Like this is giving me like I don't want to go home vibes. Like, please,
he's married to.
Let me play baseball. Listen, you're about to show me she's a supermodel and all of that kind of stuff. It does not matter. When you don't want to go home, you don't want to go home. Me and you might be like, why you don't want to go home? He's like, you don't understand.
He's married to Kate Upton. There's no way he's not. That's what it is. I think I don't know. I mean, that's funny. I know you're joking a little bit, but I think it's really just I think he genuinely is just the last of an era. Like, I think he genuinely has a goal in mind, and he's like, nah, bro, I want to finish this. I want to hit this goal before I get up out of here. By the way, this, I think I found the wife. Yeah, I found the wife. Kate Upton. For those who are unaware of who Kate Upton is, I believe Kate Upton is famous in her own right.
Yeah.
This is I'm not as familiar with her as probably a lot of others are.
I'm familiar with her. I mean, she's a beautiful, beautiful woman. But again,
Yeah, okay.
if you're 43 years old, you've accomplished more than most can say they've ever accomplished. You will go down in history as one of the best to ever do it. And it's just like, man, at what point does one hang it up? I mean, even Tom had to hang it up at some point, and it cost him his marriage. He was like, look, I love baseball more than I love my wife. I mean, I love football more than I love my wife. And maybe Justin is the same way. Maybe Justin is like, look, if it don't have a bat and come with balls, I don't want it.
Yo, Paul, hold up, man. What the fuck? Calm down, yo. Hey, pause as fuck.
Hey, look, man. Listen, hey, I don't know what them baseball players be talking about, man. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying. I'm out here
I
saying.
hear you.
Yeah,
All right.
this
is
crazy.
Of this list of folks, I hope that the Mets can find somewhere to get their starting pitching. I honestly feel like the dynamic between the starting pitching is the kind of like the holy grail for the Mets right now. And I also think that there's something to talk about, which we'll talk on another day because we already going hella long. Damn. Holy shit.
Yeah.
We'll talk on a later date about the fact that there has been speculation that perhaps Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto don't get along that well.
Oh, imagine that. Imagine that.
I mean, if you think about it, if you're the captain of the team, but this guy that hits behind you is making twice as much as you.
Yeah.
That's a difficult dynamic to manage. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he kind of comes in like thinking like, yo, I'm that guy. And I mean, I don't know. I would rather delve into that when I have more details because I don't know right now. But
I hope this is not true. I hope it's not true, man.
I hope it's not.
It feels like it is true. It's the end. It's the end of the Mets. It's the end of the Mets because absolutely. I mean, listen, they were able to get my man back, Polar Bear, back for another year. He played well this year, as I expected him to. And he played well. And the thing about it is this young up and comer in Juan Soto has a lot of expectation attached to his name because of the amount of money that he garnered and just who he is as a player. And Francisco Lindor, I think, is a lion. And when you have two lions, you know this. If there's two lions that pull up on the prairie, or pull up on the you know what I'm saying, and they're in the same vicinity, we're gonna have to fight this out. We can't. It can't be two of us. It can only be one.
But Ty, real quick though, he left a team where he was the Simba of the team to an extent, right? Like he left the comfort of Aaron Judge's dominance, and he could have easily. What did I do?
You just said something that the AI recognized as celebratory talk. It was like, he left Aaron Judge. Yeah, hell yeah.
Well,
congratulations.
I'm just thinking like if I'm Juan Soto right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, did I really make the right decision? All right.
Is that what you're thinking?
I really am. Because right now, you are the reason. Well, I mean, he made it so that it wasn't. You could see him last year basically doing everything he could in his power to make sure that at the end of the year, they was not going to say, hey, Juan Soto's the reason why we didn't win. He was like, nah, I'll give you 40 home runs. I'm even going to give you 20 plus stolen bases. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to knock you out with RBIs. Yeah, I might have a slow start, but I'm still Juan Soto. You ain't going to blame this shit on me. You know what I'm saying? But that 40 home runs, if you couple that with the 55 from Aaron Judge, right? If you take a $15 million pay cut because the offer from the New York Mets was $765 for 15 years, the offer from the New York Yankees was $760 for 16 years. If you take that pay cut, you can now flout under the radar, sit there, get your numbers. Whether the team does well or not, you are not heralded you're not held accountable. You already have a good relationship with Aaron Judge, at least it seems that way with your handshakes, right? And you get to just be underneath the care and the tutelage and the dominance of one Aaron Judge AL MVP for the last 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. I always get this wrong. I always confuse Ohtani and Judge with the MVP years. It just feels like now he's decided, since you both decided, he's decided to become Aaron Judge, but he's not being welcomed like that over there because Francisco Lindor wants to be the Derek Jeter of that clique. But it doesn't jive that well when he's not looked at statistically as the leader. Like Francisco had a hard time last year. I mean, the year before he had a hard time too. He ended really well, but at the beginning of the 2024 season, they was booing him, you know? So now you got Juan Soto, who got his fair share of boos, not necessarily from the Mets, but from all the teams around the league, and still was able to produce. So I don't know. They better get it together because Pete ain't going to be there next year. I'm convinced. Pete's gone. Pete is gone. Pete did his own.
Why do you keep trying to get Pete up out of there, man? Pete wanted to go there so bad. Like Pete wanted to go there so bad. Like Pete wants to be a Met. And the Mets want Pete as a Met. So like Pete is. I'm talking about the Mets fans. I'm talking about the Mets fans.
Okay, the fans, yes. Okay, the front office, not as much.
Yeah. But well, listen. If it comes down to Francisco Lindor or Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor is out of here.
Whoa.
It's that simple.
Obviously. Yeah.
It's that simple. So it seems like Francisco Lindor needs to get it together. Juan Soto doesn't have to do anything but exist. That's it. Like he has to exist and play like they paid him to play. And so if Francisco is causing any type of problems or any type of disdain amongst himself or the other players or anything when it as it pertains to Juan Soto, then Francisco Lindor, we will find you a new home. And that's exactly what would happen.
Do you think I get the sense that Juan Soto is more like Rafi Devers than he is like Derek Jeter? Like he wants to show up, do his job, and go home. He does not want to be there, rah. Hey guys, let's go out for dinner. I mean, I know he bought old boy a car when he took his number, but he's not the type of dude he just doesn't strike me as like a hey guys, let's go play golf. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's your wife? How's your kids? He strikes me as I got my routine. I'm gonna do my shit. Why y'all ain't did y'all shit? You know what I'm saying? And I think that Lindor is that guy. Lindor is that how's your family guy. He is that, hey, we're all going to meet up on the rooftop guy. And that synergy in a clubhouse is sometimes necessary. I still think that that Iglesias was, the glue in the 2024 OMG season. Without him, they seem to have struggled just with, like nobody's on it. I feel like it's because the competition was like the whole OMG. Oh, I want an OMG celebration. I want to go talk to the camera. I want to put the sandals on. I mean, I'm being real basic about it, but I don't know, man. I guess you're right. If it did come down to who do we choose, Juan Soto or Francisco Lindor? Lindor is gone. He's out.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
Yeah.
And so, you're right. He probably better go ahead and get his stuff together, man. And hopefully this report of them not getting along is fake. Let's go ahead and close this out with what's going on with the Yankees. And the Yankees did recently give Ryan Yarbrough, I believe, extended him so they have at least somebody to pitch. I don't expect them to take the Paul Goldschmidt back. I think Paul Goldschmidt probably gets shopped and finishes his career either in Arizona or somewhere where he's just going to be able to get a chance to get into the playoffs. Of course, you got Aaron Judge now revitalized as a MVP, so they can use the success of Aaron Judge to shop new players. But what are the holes that they need to fix, Ty? What is the biggest thing that the Yankees need to fix that they did not necessarily have as strong suits in this last year? I will just reiterate the fact that they did just give Trent Grisham the qualifying offer, so he's now a Yankee for at least one more year. He had a breakout season last year, hitting over 20 home runs in the center field. And so now, where are the Yankees most vulnerable, Ty?
In their relief pitching. That's the mother. That is provided everybody comes back healthy. Our starting pitching is solid. if everybody gets healthy and everybody, Max Fried, um, Jared Cole,
he's back.
Carlos Rodon, yes, Carlos Rodon, and
I mean, that's enough. Being honest.
I mean, that is for our rotation. Yeah, that's enough. But yeah, our middle relief pitching is where it's really
Schlittler, right? Who was a breakout pitcher in the playoffs. Cam Schlittler.
I need to see more. But yes. Yeah, I need to see more. I mean, some people show up in the lights, and that's great.
You're right. It happened
over the course of a whole season. But like what if there's a level of consistency there. So I think most certainly it'll be our middle to late relief, and then we might need to upgrade our closer too. Yeah. Because I didn't see enough. Meaning Williams, right?
I mean, Devin is a free agent right now.
Oh, well, then there it is. So we need a new closer.
Yeah, well, I mean, they could always go back and get Stroman, right?
Yeah, because he's a starting pitcher. According to him.
He's a starter. My bad, he's a starter.
He's a starter, so he's not even close.
What do you think about Edwin Diaz going to the Yankees from Queens?
I would be cool with that. I would 100% be cool with that. That sounds like a good fit, actually.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
Yeah,
they need a power. They can't have the up and down Luke Weaver year. They can't have whatever this was that happened with Devin Williams, which as a dude from St. Louis, I feel bad that he had to go through that in public. But they can't rely on it, even though he did show signs of getting way better toward the latter half of toward the end of the season. It's just not going to work. The pitching, absolutely, I think is a priority. But I agree with you. It's going to be a lot different in 2025 when they're coming into the season with a newly refreshed Garrett Cole to lead the team. It's like being told at the beginning of the season, oh yeah, by the way, Yamamoto's not pitching. It's like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, like what do we do now? So now they got Cole back. Now Rodon didn't have the worst year. All right, I didn't hear you complain about Rodon as much last year as you did the year before, right?
Yeah, he had some moments. He had moments. Still, yes. I was about to say Rodon is still up and down. He's still not. He still needs to work on some things. He definitely needs to bring that ERA down. But there's things that I'm concerned about. I don't want to get too deep into it this week. We can follow it up next week. But I just hope there's no regression for Max Fried or even Jared Cole, because going a whole season not playing, then coming back off a major injury. I just hope there's no regression, man. I hope we get what we paid for in Jared Cole and what we paid for in Max Fried. Max Fried had a phenomenal year this year.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that happens when you're the stud, when you become the stud muffin. When they say, "Hey, you're our guy," and then you're like, "Oh, I'm the guy." Sometimes we puff out our chest, and it inflates our ego, and we become what we always thought we were. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was what Max Fried did this year. But I just hope that there's no regression when the real stud pulls up.
I'm gonna jump on that because I feel the same way about Josh Naylor, who just signed a 5-year contract. Like Josh Naylor, since 2023, has only been getting 1-year contract after 1-year contract. So I feel like his level of intensity was dialed up because he wanted that multi-year contract. Exactly. So I'm curious as to whether or not him now being with Seattle for 5 years, if that's going to make it seem like, oh, snap, like I don't necessarily have to do all that crazy stuff that I did before. So same thing with your boy Garrett Cole and with the Yankees front starting rotation. Like now that they got Garrett Cole back, I hope they're not like, whew, okay, cool. Daddy's home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it'll be the opposite. I think that your boy Max Fried is like, he's experienced some success in New York, and he may not be as willing to relinquish that role of ace pitcher. He might have Garrett Cole shaking a little bit like, hold up, man. I just had elbow surgery. Let me make sure I can still even roll with a dude like Max Fried. I think that that's going to do very well for the Yankees starting rotation. The fact that you're going to have 3 starting pitchers, Rodon, Fried, and 4. I would put 4 in there. Rodon, Fried, Schlittler, and Cole duking it out for who's the best. I think Schlittler will take a back seat because, like I said, he's the rookie. But at the same time, they're all like, nah, man, we in New York, and I ain't about to go out like that. Well, I think that is at least enough for today. Yeah. There's still so many things for us to discuss. I still haven't had a chance to talk about the fact that CC Sabathia just had a street named after him in his hometown. How cool is that, right? I mean, damn. And I want to talk about also my CC Sabathia moment that I had. So that'll be cool. Unfortunately, we're not going to see another moment like this next year, but it's cool because at least these folks still out there, and we might be able to still have our own conference. Because, like I said, most of these dudes last year said that they'd be willing to do it again with or without the support of the MLB. I think that this is one of the dopest events that they have. So let's talk again sometime soon, man. Let's chat on what is and is not happening. Like I said, I ain't talking about CC. I ain't talking about Paul Skeens basically staking his claim in the Pirates, which I think is a mistake. But I think it's the honorable thing to do. I hate to tell you, Paul Skeens, but you're not going to win with the Pirates. Okay. Bryce Dombrowski, I still ain't talked about how he did clap back at Bryce Harper, clap back at Dombrowski, and all of these different free agents. Where they going to go, what they going to do. Let's just keep this going. Thank you so much, homie Ty, for pulling up, man. Let me go ahead and let you get back to the hard work that you do on a daily. And I, myself, with the real best Taylor, will see you all again later. Come on back to On the Black, where we cover baseball with flavor like chocolate, baby. Let's go ahead and go.
Thorn.